Now practice is over, qualifying awaits. Welcome along from Portugal and the fearsome Portimao. Time to light up those timesheets and see who can take pole today.
Hello there everybody, it's Joe here and welcome back once again to my F1 24 career mode journey. It's season 2, round 14 and we are back at Portugal. Portimao for the Portuguese Grand Prix, one of my favourite circuits. This place is, if an F1 circuit was a roller coaster, it would be Portimao. It's unavailable in the first season of career mode, but from season 2 onwards, it can be used. It is a bonus track in the game. IRL F1 hasn't gone back there since 2021, but it's still a nice fun track to drive. I'm kind of low-key gutted that Paul Ricard isn't in the game. I hope they'll bring it later as an update. So far then, fastest in Q1, a tenth and a half quicker than Leclerc. Right now the championship momentum is looking good. We've had a handful of wins and a second place in the last 4 races. Well, a trio of wins and a second place in the last 4 races. The momentum is well and truly with us. Leclerc would have finished ahead of us in Brazil if not for a late pit stop, which still confuses me. But as we go through Q2 once again, no room for confusion here, topping everything. And as we head into Q3, I'm pushing this circuit for every limit it has. And that's one of the beauties of this circuit, is that you can push it. You can attack. It is one of those circuits. I do enjoy it. And as we now come out of the sweeping right-hander, coming down the hill to head up again, what is the time going to be and what's it worth? Is it worth pole position? Yes, it is. Pole position is ours for the Portuguese Grand Prix, and that really puts us in a strong position moving forwards. We have 3 races to go, and this is the best way we can start. And look at that gap to Alonso, 0.8 of a second. If we get clear in turn 1, the pack doesn't stand a chance.
Welcome along then to Portimao, one of the busiest towns in the Algarve and a breathtaking destination that brings tourists from all around the world to the shores of southern Portugal. Today it's the backdrop for the latest round of the Formula One World Championship, and with a circuit this wide, we could be in for a lot of exciting wheel-to-wheel action today. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Sunshine lines up on pole position, and it's Fernando Alonso alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Leclerc, Verstappen, Stroll, Oscar Piastri, Gasly, Joe, Hamilton, Russell, Tsunoda, Magnussen, Ricciardo, Ocon, Théo Pourchaire, Perez, Hülkenberg, Albon, and Carlos Sainz will start from the back of the grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. And joining me in the commentary box today with the best view on what is about to unfold and some strong views on the action we're about to see, Naomi Schiff. Look, we know it's not where you start, it's where you finish, but let's talk about the start now. What's there to help the drivers get away well?
Well, the race is certainly not won in the first lap, let alone turn 1. However, what you can do is prepare yourself ahead of time. Visualize what could potentially happen, different scenarios and where you could place your car, and that will better prepare you to make the right decision with instinctive timing.
Late autumnal rain is lashing the Portimao circuit, but with 33 laps ahead of us, what can we do? Can we get into the lead and drive away? Here is hoping. We are underway for the Portuguese Grand Prix, and it's a good start by us, but Alonso gets a much better launch and is leading the way. But look at Max Verstappen sweeping around the outside of the pair of us, taking the lead. I've gone off the circuit, lost the place to Alonso, and who's that down the inside? It's Lando Norris. So we're down to 4th, but crucially still ahead of our teammate Charles Leclerc. But we're in P4 here, and we've lost places, and it's Max Verstappen with an almighty start here, taking the lead. I'm just trying to make sure I don't collide into Lando Norris in these very wet conditions. But the sky is brightening, and I do know that within a couple of laps, the rain will ease. So, it looks like just for the start, these conditions are at their worst. But we're only in P4, Piastri and Leclerc, 5th and 6th. So it's good that we're ahead of Leclerc. And the one person I'm trying to get ahead of now is Lando Norris down the straight. Norris covers. Norris really covers. But we're going to try and sweep round the outside of turn 1. We have done that, but we've also got off the circuit. So I might have to give that one back to Lando, which I will do. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it cleanly. So we did get past Lando Norris momentarily, but unfortunately for us, we went off the circuit, and that's allowed Alonso and Verstappen a bit of a gap in front. We're going to take a look down the inside. No way through there. I'm now trying an up and under Norris maybe, but that move won't work. And the crucial thing is here, I don't want to be held up by Norris for too long. I just want to get this move done. And we're going to have a look down the inside there, but Norris, we misjudged that one badly. And we've got front wing damage. It was meant to just be a little look, nothing more. But Norris broke earlier than I anticipated. And we've got front wing damage. So I'm going to take this opportunity, especially given that we've got a virtual safety car deployed. I'm taking this opportunity to not only change my front wing, but we're going to take a gamble on intermediate tyres because the rain is easing up in the next few minutes. So we're hoping we can not lose too much time there. But we had an issue getting the front wing changed, and unfortunately that meant an even longer stop than what we'd originally planned. Luckily, it's returned to racing speed now after the pit stop, so we shouldn't have lost as much as we would have. And now it's a case of, is it too early for into? The answer is quite clearly no, because look how much the rain has eased, and look how much the circuit is starting to dry already. And on lap 4, we've already got a fastest lap of the race. So, but I feel like with this conditions once again, we're going to see a race where the AI pit quite a bit later than we do for the intermediate tyre. We've got Perez and Hulkenberg in, but another fastest lap by us where we're going about 2 seconds faster than everybody. It's just, they're going to pit after us. That is the inevitability. They're going to run a bit longer and pit after us, and we're going to take this opportunity now to really make some gains in this Grand Prix and see what we can do. But it's really working for us, and we're already catching drivers that are on full wets that haven't pitted yet. First off is Albon, and look at that! Just in the corner, we're catching him ridiculous amounts alone. It's a different matter on the straight, but in the corner, we're just rapidly catching. Another fastest lap of the race. Verstappen has come out of the pit, so he pitted, but we weren't able to get ahead of him. The only way I did it was off the circuit, so I let Max go back through. He's effectively still race leader then, as we fight our way through. I'm effectively in second place, so really we haven't lost that much, and if anything, due to how late some of them are leaving it, we're gaining. So, but then again, it all matters, it all depends on when other people pit, and if they pit. Because if some leave it until slicks, and the rain is stopping quite quickly, they might find themselves gaining a bit more time here. As we have a look down the inside of Max Verstappen, while he's being held up by Ocon. The move wasn't on there, but there's surely got to be a move on while he's being held up by Ocon. We're going to go down the inside of the left-hand hairpin, and Verstappen not even able to up and under us. We've overtaken Max Verstappen for what in my mind should be the effective race lead, but who even knows? It all depends how long they stay out. First things first, let's get past Esteban Ocon down the inside. That's an easy enough move. We'll go a bit deep trying to do it. And Ocon has a look back at us, but he's not going to be able to have the grip to do that. And I'm just hoping that this can hold Max Verstappen up for a couple more laps. And look, the circuit is drying up quite quickly now. On lap 12, you can see the sun trying to bake through, and it's glistening on the damp track. Still got a couple of laps to go yet before we can even think about slicks. But look at this. Some drivers are still on full wets. Namely Lance Stroll there, who goes to cover, but we're going to switch to the outside. Verstappen sets the fastest lap of the race. His Inters, don't forget, a good couple of laps newer than ours. And Charles Leclerc now takes the fastest lap. We're racing Zhou Guanyu for P2 in this insane Portuguese Grand Prix. And we're going to have a look, but there's no way through at the moment. We're just going to have to find a bit of traction out of her into one of the corners. And instead of being held up much longer, I decided, right, let's take a gamble, see how the mediums are feeling. Let's see how a set of slicks are doing. Because I thought the track was all but ready. And in fact, we were just being held up racing other cars. I did not want that. I just wanted to get on with it and see where we were. Unfortunately for us though, I do think we maybe called this one slightly premature, as I'm really struggling for grip straight out of the pit. Look at that, there's no grip at all there, so I've really called that one badly. And the time and places I've gained, well, they're all for mute now. Sainz now trying to get past us down the outside. I'm going to try and cover the inside, but there was no stopping grip there. Nothing I could have done. Sainz is through. And guess what? I think Kevin Magnussen is also going to have a look at getting through too. Look at the way we're struggling on the circuit. Sainz has pulled out 4 seconds, which just goes to show how wrong the strategy we're on was. I really think we should have stayed out. Maybe another lap or two. Look at Magnussen getting through there. Fairly effortless for the Haas driver as we now head into the last corner of lap 15. And I'm going to try and make something of this. I'm going to try and get back past him using the momentum we have on the straight. Magnussen goes to cover. We're going to try and go around the outside. And somehow we find the grip to get back in front of Kevin Magnussen. But as we head into some of these slower corners, this is where we're going to start struggling for the grip all over again. We've got a task of avoiding damaging the front wing for 5 laps. I will certainly try, but these conditions are not making it easy. And Magnussen goes through again. And we're now 5.5 seconds behind Sainz. This just isn't working. And I need it to work faster if we're going to actually make anything back up again. Because the leading drivers are setting 24s. And we're setting lap times that I don't think are anywhere near that. But we're going to have a go at Magnussen. And I'll tell you what my lap was once we complete it. So we're getting ready to have a go. We're within 7/10, so we should be able to have a go if we're able to use overtake effectively. But here we go, down the straight. Here we go, looking at our lap time. It's a 27, so we're 3 seconds slower than the leading pace. And now we're having a look down the outside of Magnussen. And once again, getting that move done. But now after a couple of laps, the circuit's coming to us. And we're setting purple sectors and green sectors. So we're finally finding some lap times. But it's too little too late. And our race is already pretty much ruined. What's our lap time going to be? It's a 24.0, so a fair lap, but not brilliant, as some of the pack already pit now. 4 hard tyres. We're staying on mediums, so Verstappen pits for hard, and I think that's going to do him well for now. The rest of the pack are now in. Leclerc's in for mediums, and who's leading the race? Is it Fernando Alonso? I think it is, as we try and get past our championship rival, but Leclerc's leaving us with nowhere to go, and the only choice we have is to slot in behind our teammate. So Alonso leads, Verstappen leads, Leclerc leads us, and I'm hoping if we can stay within the DRS zone, we might be able to have a go at Leclerc. But someone who isn't having a go at Leclerc is Kevin Magnussen here, pulling off to retire. That's a shame. He looked pretty decent in this race, and Leclerc has already got clear of DRS threat then, so we won't be able to attack him. In fact, he's quite quick, and don't forget his tyres are going to be a few laps fewer than ours. But I'm going to try and use him as a tow to catch up with Max Verstappen and see what we can do about him, because there's still 12 laps left in this Portuguese Grand Prix. Still plenty of things that can happen in this race, but time is running out quickly. Right, this is the battle for 5th. This is Zhou Guanyu attacking Lando Norris in the McLaren. Zhou is having a stunning race in the Alpine, and he's trying to make it even better by going for 5th, round the outside of Norris, and the two of them are going to go side by side. They're side by side now into the right-hander. Zhou has the inside, Norris has the outside. Zhou trying to force his way through, but Norris is getting better traction. They're still side by side. Zhou just ahead. Norris trying to fight his way through. And Norris sweeping round the outside of the Chinese driver. And Lando Norris holding on to 5th place. But the laps are running out. Leclerc did manage to get past Verstappen, but we're not able to fully catch him. So Leclerc getting a very good result today with 2nd and the fastest lap. But there was one driver today that was just untouchable by anybody, and that is Fernando Alonso. We're coming up now into sector 3. It's gonna be Fernando Alonso winning the Portuguese Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc at 2nd and fastest lap, and some great points. Verstappen 3rd, and we're just gonna have to settle for 4th. It was a race where we made a couple of wrong decisions at the wrong time. But let's keep pushing. Let's move forward on to the next one.
It's happy days for the Fonz. A winner today, Fernando Alonso.
What a great way to turn the situation around. And you know what they say, it's not about how you fall off the horse, it's about how you get back on it. And today, they've done a great job of turning the page and rectifying their wrongs.
Aston Martin's performance today has shown that they can be competitive with the biggest names in the sport. They're making their way out to the podium as we speak, and the reaction from the crowd must be incredibly uplifting for them. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out? Be sure to join us once again as we continue to bring you all the excitement of Formula One.
This one kind of got away from us a bit, didn't it? But still, P4, 12 points. I mean, I'll have to take it. I don't have any other choice but to take it. A little bit disappointing, but it is what it is. Fernando Alonso, though, untouchable in P1. Charles Leclerc takes 2nd. Verstappen, I think, going on to hard tyres did not work for him. He dropped to P3. We're in 4th, and then it's Norris, Zhou in P6. Piastri, Stroll, Perez and Tsunoda, your final point scorers from Portimao. Like I said, with a few better decisions, I think we could have been in the top 2 today. But we still lead the championship, but the championship lead going into the final 2 races is 3 points. It is so close at the front, and Max Verstappen is now mathematically out of it. Who's going to win? Is it going to be myself, or is it going to be Leclerc? As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until the next time, I have been Joe, TTFN. Ta-ta for now. Take care, and I'll see you all soon. Enjoy the rest of your day.